Alright, guys, I had some news to bring out today. This was news I normally wouldn't mention that much, wouldn't pay much attention to it, but it just kind of bugs me a little bit. Brett Moffitt, your NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series champion, has been released because he can't fund the sponsor. He can't be the sponsor. Now this kind of bugs me. The Hattori Racing announced today they will be replacing Brett Moffitt with a yet to be announced driver. On account of this driver they're announcing has the money to sponsor the truck. Now, a buddy of mine told me, said the other day, said NASCAR is a lot more trouble than you think with money. He said with funds and stuff like that, and I kind of see where this is heading because they hired some people to come in to handle their own money. There's some new people coming in to take over NASCAR's money deal, try to control it better, try to run the sport better and the business better. And Brian France he must have just screwed them over into his money terms. They're in bad shape. The championship truck team cannot even continue to next year. They had to have a driver sponsor their truck and replace the champion. Now, to me, that's not right, but that's the way the business runs, and I hate it for Brett Moffitt, and I think they kind of done him dirty with that deal, making them wait this long because we're already towards in the middle of December closing in on it, and most of the rides have been taken. I'm sure maybe some team out there will pick him up, but they should have told him at the end of the season, we're not going to be able to get you back because of sponsorship. That way he could have endured maybe an Xfinity ride or something like that. So, yeah, just don't get this Brett Moffitt thing. Hell of a driver, and they're putting somebody in there that's got money. Just because you got money don't mean you can drive a race car. So, that 16 team may be messing up big time. Maybe losing more money than they're actually gaining because of having somebody come in there to pay to drive. That's what it is pay to drive. And I think I would have kept Brent and tried to run for another championship and run by race to race funds instead of bringing in somebody that's going to run 15th every week. Oh well. But I see this sport happening more often. You got in the Cup Series 78 team, 2017 champions, almost won championship this year. Shut down because of funding, no money. Sponsors, they aren't out there anymore. You got the Truck Series, championship team shutting down. Or not shutting down, but getting a new driver with money. Yeah, it's very frustrating to see this. That these big tier teams are, especially in the Cup Series, with these teams that owns 4 or 5 cars. And I say 5 because of it's got somebody else on it with their name stuck on it. They're taking up all the sponsorships, and people's wondering, well, how come they're down to 36 cars now in the Cup Series, which I predict they'll be down to 30 by 3 years from now. It's because you got big people taking up the sponsors. It takes a lot of money running a team. Used to back in the day, you'd see one race team keep a sponsor, the same paint scheme, everything all year, and have no problem. Now, most of these teams have to have 4 or 5 different sponsors, different paint schemes, everything, because they can't. They're just trying to survive. So it makes me frustrated with this deal, and so NASCAR may be in a lot more trouble than we think, guys. But I hope Brett Moffitt, wish him the best. He's a hell of a driver, and hopefully he'll find him a good ride out there, somebody that will respect him and want to carry on. I know if I was his owner, I would do the right thing. Kind of like with Ryan Truex, takes the number 11 Xfinity car, underfunded team, to the playoffs, tries to compete against these multi-million-dollar Cup owners, and does a great job, and then he's kicked out because of sponsorship. So, yeah, it's just nuts. But that's my take on it, and a little disappointed at Daniel Suarez. Let's go back to Daniel Suarez here, guys. I know a lot of people's taking him to be put in the 41 car. We'll see about that, because he announced today that he did not fit in with Joe Gibbs Racing. The people around him, the stuff like that, he just did not fit in with them. Well, it ain't gonna be any different in Joe Gibbs than it is over at Stewart Haas. They're gonna be running the same type of deal. They're gonna have multi teams. They're gonna have personalities, different personalities. I think Daniel made a big mistake by jumping that Cup Series way too soon a couple of years ago. I think if he'd have run another year or two at Xfinity and jumped up, find the ride, he'd be better off with a single car team that he could run, fit, and have people that he wanted in there, and fit into the system. Even though NASCAR is spreading out into over the past 15 years, has spread it out west and moved into different places and done different stuff. Overall, they're still technically an American. I don't know how to explain this without saying anything bad, but they're still a Southern sport, and I think I can see where Suarez is saying it, where he didn't fit in. If you guys can catch what I'm trying to say here, and I just don't know if that would work any better with Stewart Haas or not. It might, since Tony Stewart's from Indiana and places, but it's a tough sport to be in, especially for somebody like Suarez to come in there and drive in that with that atmosphere of people that's around the garages and everywhere, in the stands and everywhere. So, wishing the best if he does get the 41 car. I mean, he might do a great job in it. I don't know. I just think he'd fit better as a single car team or something like that. But anyway, just that Brett Moffitt deal. It's just huge news, man. If I'm a team owner, if I'm the 41 Stewart Haas Racing, you want to put in a rookie, get him some experience. Throw him in that Xfinity car. Put Cole Custer in a Cup. Put Brett Moffitt in 00. Boom. You get yourself 2 championship drivers. 2 really great drivers there. Great move. Xfinity to Cup. Truck to Xfinity. I'm saying, that'd be a great team. So that's what I got to say about that, guys. And we'll talk about some more news if it comes out. And still waiting on the Truex sponsors and all that stuff. And hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, hit that bell. And you guys have a great evening. See you later.